I'm Derek. I'm Austin. Today we're going to take the bumper off, finish cutting up the upper control arm brackets, shock towers, and we're going to cut the core support out of the Sport Trac build.
Check it out.
Alright, so here we are with the core support cut out. It's kind of hard to tell in the time lapse just what all you got to do, but there's a bunch of spot welds that you can cut out with a drill bit and a spot weld cutter, and then the two core support bolts. And Austin here is getting all the frame brackets prepped for the new engine and the new suspension. Alright guys, so we ended up needing this camera for the other project that we were working on. So I took it and while we worked away on this, but as you seen earlier, we got the core support out and had this header panel and bumper off. What we did do, since we're doing a tubular core support, we went ahead and cut this angle iron, and then we drilled holes in the inner fender sheet metal and then put nut certs in, and then bolted this angle iron in through these bolts, and then also these three bolts. These had nut certs, these are just bolt drilled through with a nut on the back. And then went ahead and cleaned up where the other spot welds are at, and went ahead and got the hood on, got everything fitted back on, and now we're fixing to cut the bumper. So to cut this bumper, I'm simply using a multi-tool with a coarse tooth count, and I'm just following the contour of this body line just to see what this bumper will look like with mountains. Something I forgot to mention earlier was that I cut the factory bumper brackets off and just capped the frame rail here. I just capped it flush with the factory tow hook brackets. So we're planning to put a winch here anyway, we're going to utilize those. Alright guys, we're going to try to get this winch tucked up underneath here. We'll cut this header panel out. We're going to cut that header panel out. That way I can get that winch tucked up underneath there and then refit the front bumper.
I had a dream last night. When I woke up, I remembered it, but just a moment ago, it's gone.
Alright, so that's all cut. We're gonna check fitment, and I know it seems like we're working ass backwards here, but I'm still waiting on my transmission adapter. So I can't really fit the engine, so I get the transmission and engine mated together and then set it down in there to see where things are going to be happening. So we're just working with what we got. do 2 bends here then to make that roll around here? Or can we just do 1? Because judging by the bumper, I'm just going off like... See,
well, I mean, it's not going to follow that. If you want it to follow that close, we will have to do 1 bend here and then another out here.
Yeah.
Or do you want it more like that and then put another bend out here to tuck that end in?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Alright, let's do that then.
Because we could do 2 bends or 1 bend.
Let's do 2 bends. It looks better. It'd look cleaner with 2 bends. So we do a bend like right here, and then a bend like you said, somewhere over in this area. We ended up changing the design on the bumper. We had just cut just the bottom part of the valance off, but it was going to be too much bending to get it to cooperate. So we just went ahead and sliced the bumper off even all the way across. So now we're trying to get this tube to follow the bend of the bumper. That way it'll look uniform.
Yeah.
You go my way a lot more. There you go. Your way a little more. There's a helicopter, a little more.
We are bending some tubing for the front bumper on the Sport Trac. And one important thing to note when bending tubing is whenever you have your tube in the die and you've had 1 bend and you're trying to match rotation to the next bend, in order to get the timing correct, you need to use a level, see how off level your die is, because chances are it's not going to be level to the earth. So, and then you have to match that out here. And generally, if you get those pretty close, your bends will be in time.
We do everything backwards here, Cook Automotive. The way you're supposed to do it, that's not how we do it.
Evidently so.
Alright, so we're back to doing the bumper, and as you can notice, there's a big gap here now. This is how much the body mounts were sagging, which we didn't notice until things weren't level and the body was crooked. So the frame rails were level, the body was not, so then we discovered that the body bushings were rotted out.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we got the bumper all fabbed up. I did. Slaved on that thing. You guys want to check it out? Any details you'd like to announce?
Well, not a whole lot. It was kind of an afterthought, but these extra braces that went back to the frame rail, we thought those would be a good idea, so we added those kind of last minute.
Yeah, they tied into the factory body front core support mounts.
Yeah, we're thinking that'd help with a side impact, keep the bumper from folding up.
So Austin thought it'd be really awesome to hose the paint on. Very thorough paint job here.
Well, somebody failed to give me proper instructions on this truck bed liner that I've never used.
So this is the paint we use. It's pretty awesome stuff, but it does come out like a garden hose. It's really durable stuff. We've used it on a lot of things.